Hey guys, so you're watching video 2 of the Coffee Shop menu video series. We're now in Microsoft Word, imagining you've already finished your logo, saved it out as a proper file, and you're ready to go. If you're not sure that you have saved your logo right, or you're not sure what I'm talking about, make sure you watch video 1 and then meet me back over here. But we're going to get right to it. And basically, the first thing we want to ask ourselves when we got this blank document in front of us is, do we want a tall menu like this tall paper here, or do we want a wide menu? Do we want to turn this paper on its side, basically? And for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to turn this page on its side, show you how that's done. And that's done over here. We're on the Layout tab. Make sure you're on the Layout tab. And we're looking for Orientation. If I click on Orientation, you'll see it's already highlighted Portrait for the tall page, and Landscape is what we call the wide format. All right, you can see my page is turned. We're good to go. The next thing I want to show you guys is margins. Margins is the space along the side here in the top, and we're actually going to click on margins here and use narrow margins. This is just a little tip, basically. It'll give us just a little bit more space. You can see how that dotted line kind of moved closer to the edge. It really goes a long way when you start typing things up, but it just gives us a little bit more room on the page to design something. Okay, so now that we have those things out of the way, let's bring in that logo that you guys worked on. Let's hop over to the Insert tab, insert some pictures, a picture from File. We're looking for pictures in our folder. So I think I put it on my desktop. There it is, Coffee Logo PNG, and then I'm going to hit Insert. All right, so obviously this logo is way too big, so I'm going to shrink it down. I'm just going to guess right now. I can scale it up, down later. But now that I have it scaled down, I'm going to center it in my page. I'm going to hop over to the Home tab, and I'm going to use the text align features actually to center this logo. Make sure it's selected here, and I'm going to use text align center. All right, looking good. So now that it's centered, we're actually, if you look at the menu example that is in Schoology, you're going to notice that it uses 2 columns underneath of the header. That's exactly what we're going to go for. If I were to put the columns in now, it would actually push my logo off to the side. So the first thing we need to do before we make columns is make a page break. And page break is going to be back on the Layout tab. And first I got to select this logo. So I'm just going to click off to the side. And you want to make sure that your blinking line right here for the type is blinking off to the right. If it's not, make sure you click off to the right, so make sure it is. And let's go on with it. It breaks. And what we're looking for is continuous. It's right here, basically in the middle of the list. Continuous says that we're staying on the same page. If we were to click on something else, like next page or something, it's going to bump it to the next page. But continuous allows us to stay on the same page. So that's exactly what we want. Hit continuous, and you're going to notice not much happens. But if you pay close attention, the dashed line, this blinking line, has jumped to the next line underneath. This is just basically saying that there is an imaginary line breaking the centered logo and everything underneath it. So now we can set our columns. Go over here, columns, set it from 1 to 2. Our dashed line or our blinking line has jumped over to the side because now this is column 1, right? And if I typed menu right there, I think the next thing is nutrition. So pretend like you filled in your menu. I'm going to enter all the way down here. Once it gets to the bottom of the page, it jumps over to the right because we have 2 columns. So I can type in nutrition, and I think that's what the next menu is, or the next side. And there we go. We basically have it set up. I could save it now. I recommend you saving it, especially if you've done all of this setup. You want to make sure you save it so that all we have to worry about is just typing up the content and stylizing that type to be how we like it. Before I close out this video, I'm going to show you one more thing, and that is how to add in a background image. I've already downloaded an image, so if I wanted to do that, this is just to show you how we saved the um, the logo as a PNG so that background image would come through. So I want to show you that just before I close out this video. So this is over in the Design tab. And if you look all the way over to the right, we're looking for this, this icon called Watermark. Watermark will put an image behind it, or behind all our text. And I'm going to choose Picture, select Picture, and I think it's in my downloads. Yep, there it is at the top. Hit Insert once you find your image, and it'll give you a little preview over here. You can see how it's kind of washed out. We have this little washout checkbox. Sometimes you want to utilize it if your picture is really distracting. It has a lot of detail. You can uncheck it. You can always come back to these settings and fix it later. Also, another thing is that my image is not filling up my whole page, so I gotta scale this. Let's see, it's on auto. What happens if I hit 100? Nothing really changes, so let's increase this to, let's see what we got here, 150. Yeah, that'll work. 150 will work. Chops off a little bit, but it doesn't look too bad. So I'm gonna hit OK. And there we go. I don't know why that got pushed down, but let's bring it back up. Oh, got uncentered there. All right, looking pretty good. Sometimes things get shifted around a little bit, but we can just fix that right up, just like that. But you can see that the picture comes through the logo, looking real sharp, right? No white block, no ugliness. It's real smooth and looks really good and looks really professional. So there you guys go. From here, you guys can just have full freedom, excuse me, full freedom to design however you want, with any styles that you want, any colors that you want. It's all on you. Just have fun with it, no stress, and turn it in a timely manner. All right, guys. See you later.